And we're live. So it has been a journey trying to figure out my Wi-Fi system, and it's my actual Wi-Fi package. And it's crazy because I only have 3 companies to choose from. And they're bad. So I have to get a laptop with a better processor, and then I'll be able to use my camera, right? I'll be able to use my system. I was going to show you my system now, so I can do better live streams with a camera and not my phone. So let me know, you guys, if I'm having any pixelation or scuffed live stream. What's up? Oh, it's Michelle from the Keto Course. Awesome. So you guys, I'm running a keto course. It's $15 a month. Super cheap, but freaking amazing. Trust. Yes. StephaniePerson.com is where you sign up for it. It's a monthly subscription, but I digress. Here we go. There's Keto Carnivore and there's Keto Omnivore. I quoted it because it's true. Okay, so I realize people keep calling it keto, like standard American diet, low carb, high fat, or paleo, keto, or carnivore. No. Carnivore is keto, mushed together, but I have to distinguish between the two. So now I'm calling it keto omnivore and keto carnivore, and I'm going to go over the macro differences and why they are similar, but they are not the same. So I'm trying to get certain people. Okay, let me rewind here. I have a friend who has really bad asthma, and she was doing well on keto, but her asthma symptoms started coming back to where, like, 3 times a day she would need medication because she's wheezing all the time. What's up, everyone who's coming into the chat? I see you guys. So we sat and we had lunch, and I said, I'm going to say something to you because I ordered a vegetable-less lunch. So I had steak, and then I brought butter. And I said, I'm going to say to you that, oh, actually, I had salad, but I didn't eat it. Let's just put it that way. I was like, do you guys have iceberg? Like, no spinach? And I said, I'm going to say to you something that's going to trip you out. And for some reason, she hadn't really heard about carnivore. And I said, I think carnivore is going to take away your asthma symptoms, because half of the conversation was about, how bad she's been. Well, we caught up, but then she also was explaining how bad her asthma symptoms were. She's like, I'm exhausted. I can't ever sleep anymore. I'm waking up in the middle of the night, wheezing, need medication. I can't run. I can't exercise anymore. Oh, you got some people to like up the channel. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to like up the channel by hitting that X in the corner and letting the chat collapse, and then you'll see icons at the bottom, and one of them is a thumbs up. And then you have to reopen it with the chat icon. I forget to say that because it helps bring people to the channel. But here we go. So I said to her, you probably should do a keto carnivore. And I went into this description of what it was, and she was like, you think so? I was like, yeah. You need to cut out everything that's a plant except for salt. And she, and of course, any other potential adjuvants like eggs and butter, the dairy, gone. And she was quite perplexed and decided to give it a try. But, and the irony is she was using like some spice mixture that had, paprika in it and garlic in it. And these all have anti-nutrients, and the paprika is a nightshade and all this kind of stuff. And we really don't know what's triggering her asthma. And this is also, you guys have got sinus infections. Hey, everyone. Sinus infections, like all those things I always list in my live streams, like fibromyalgia, ghost pain, like aches, bloated, freaking fissures in your colon, your rectum, dandruff, white tongue, leaky gut. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You guys have, all the whole drill. Like, we've got the multiple sclerosis and the lupus and the sickle cell, and we've got the cancer and all this kind of stuff. So she has severe asthma, and I started to work with a lot of people, putting them on a keto Carnivore. So my keto course, it's a keto course, but it's Keto Omnivore and Keto Carnivore. And again, I'm going to explain the difference. What's up, Deb's in the house? I got my mod in the house. Lamb ribs city delicious, right? Fatty. So with that said, so the next day, I mean, she wasn't really realizing, like, I'm telling you, you have to cut out all of your spices except for salt, right? Himalayan or Celtic salt, and meat fat, and that's it. So she was like, well, how am I going to get in my fat? And I'm like, how you always get your fat in. You can take, lumps of fat, render it down yourself. Is it glitching? Better not glitch. This better be a good white stream. Break it down, slow cook it, and you can render it down yourself. Or you can buy it from websites like fatworks.com or uswellnessmeats.com, which is like my favorite company to order from, online company for animal fat, healthy, or animal proteins. So peppers and nightshades. So you guys, I'm going to go into the plant thing, And for those who watch me all the time, I'm not saying nothing new. I always feel like I'm Aretha Franklin singing the same song over and over again, but a lot of you guys haven't heard the song before. Oh, you're happy to catch me live. Thank you. What's up, Robin? And Michael. Okay, so the next day, I think she hadn't, I can't remember, but she wasn't completely carnivore. She was like semi. The symptoms somewhat improved, but then the next day after that, so which is the third day, she calls me and she's like, or the second day, and second into the third day, she's like, I'm shook. I'm dumbstruck. So I told her it would take like 10 days to notice a change in her severe asthma symptoms. And this friend goes to the hospital all the time because she can't breathe. So we took everything out, and I thought it would take like 10 days. So you guys, sometimes it takes days to get this inflammatory reaction out of the body. If you guys are having any anti-nutrients still left in the bloodstream, if you're having any histamine that's left over, your body's not breaking it down, it shouldn't take just a matter of days for you to feel better. It takes days and days, and that's why I want you guys to be patient. So on third day, she's like, I slept through the night. Because remember, when we had lunch, the brunt of this conversation was about how she hasn't been able to sleep in months, and she feels wrecked. I'm wrecked. I'm ruined. And I said, well, I want to introduce Keto Carnivore to you. So this is the story. I was so happy. She contacted me this morning. She's like, this is amazing. I'm feeling so good. And the thing is, I work with a lot of people on my course page, my keto course page, who've got all different types of issues, but none of them I hadn't worked with somebody who had asthma as bad as she has it. So, hot sauce. Yeah, you shouldn't do hot sauce stuff. Exactly, Lilith, exactly. She's talking about having a hot sauce for dinner and having, runny nose and swollen and all this kind of stuff. What's up? Thank you, Ron. And hi, Noelle. Is it Noelle? Yeah. Okay, so I'm kind of standing far away from the phone, so that's the reason why I'm trying to use a laptop, so I can see you guys, and we're trying to get the laptop in a position where I can do your comments more easily instead of doing this ostrich thing. So, Keto Carnivore. Let's get this clear, because a lot of people are Googling it, and you can find some good information. For example, what I love about, let's say, Frank Tufano is that he's constantly wanting to break down the quality of the meat and the fat. That to me is more of my favorite part of it. Some of the other stuff isn't my favorite, but it's not bad, but it's not my favorite. Favorite part is him breaking down the nutrients in the fat and the meat, so you guys understand that people think you don't have any fibers, and you're not going to poop. And I was listening to some other guy saying that can't be right to do this carnivore diet. Like, he's looking for people to say they've got issues with their stool or loose stool or constipation. And I want to go over this keto carnivore, some things that you have to consider. And then I have a consultation. Okay, so I have to mind the time, actually. I really have to mind the time. Hold on, guys. My phone's a little fast. My watch. We'll make sure my watch is right. Okay, so who was it? Robin was talking about having migraines, and the migraines have gone down what exponentially on keto carnivore. Yeah. So Robin is saying I'm never going to go back. So the thing is that people think that eating all fatty protein, this must be fatty. Okay, you guys, you must eat fatty protein. You don't want to sit there and eat lean meat on a carnivore diet. You're going to have some severe health issues if you do that, if you don't get enough fat soluble vitamins in and minerals, and you won't be able to make enough ketones, which is why I call this keto carnivore. So a lot of these people who don't understand the dogma and the problem with the paradox of eating plants is that we are eating, and you guys have to really understand this, we're not eating what grows in nature. So it's a problem, you know, we're very sensitive. We're like cockroaches, and we're also very sensitive. So I'm just looking at some of the comments. The thing is, for me to do a carnivore version of the keto, so keto omnivore, keto carnivore, is because I've been doing just the keto omnivore for so long. For me, it ain't nothing to switch to carnivore. It's like no big deal. And we're so indoctrinated to think that if we're not able to have a plethora of different types of foods, then we're not enjoying life. And that's really scary to think that food becomes so important for your pleasure centers, because I've been so lucky and fortunate to be able to travel around the world. I was a pro skateboarder for 12 years and have these rich experiences that if I had all the food that I could eat on the planet but no experiences, I would choose the experiences over all of this garbage. But people can't understand that reality if the reality is not big enough to understand, right? If you live your life in a 30-mile zone. And so the oxalates are the ones that are really gnarly. It's the oxalates, the phytates, and it depends what type of health issue you have, because obviously you have a thyroid problem. Lots of thyroid sufferers will notice that they don't feel well directly after they have pepper, paprika or bell pepper, black pepper, paprika, hot sauce, all of these nightshades, they don't actually feel their best. The tomatoes, they don't, and they don't know why. So what I'm realizing is that a lot of us are used to, like, okay, you guys know I've said this all the time. I'm 51, going on 52. Okay, 51, going on 52. And I have no energy drinks, honey child. We're trying to heal the body, not put in a bunch of poison. But I'll go into that question. I'm going to take some of your questions soon. I really want to distinguish the difference between the two dietary measures. You guys keep like blasting questions. Just wait 5 minutes, y'all. Lord have mercy. Okay. So not fabulous. So with that said, our plants have been genetically altered and to have more pesticide in the plant, right? The anti-nutrient to protect the plant. So because our herbicides, fungicides, and pesticides are not working that well anymore on killing these bugs, these insects. And so this is a money-making business here. So if you're going to go and genetically alter a plant species and raise the level of internal pesticide so you can have full crops without them being obliterated by bugs, then those anti-nutrients are now in our food source, along with the glyphosate, right, from Monsanto, along with eating things out of season. So this is the reason why people aren't looking well. Now, I was at the gym the other day. As you guys often know, I love to work out, and I love to work out without an energy drink. And we were talking about, you know, I live in LA. This is the land of like beautiful people, and everybody's supposed to be so fit here in California. And you don't really see a lot of obese people in my gym. It's very rare. But I said, look at everybody in this room, right? The whole weight room. Let's look at everybody. Who in here, and I asked him, was my friend, I said, how many people in here are exceptionally fit? And go. He's like, he's looking, he's looking, he's looking. He's like, and there might have been like 75 people in the weight room, maybe 80 or more. He's like, 3 people? 4? And I was like, right. I said, and how many people are over 40? He's like, you? I said, yeah. And when you don't stop for a minute and think, okay, I'm in a gym, in a place where people are supposed to be healthy, and I'm with young people, and you're looking at them, and they don't look young. They look so jacked. They have skin issues. They have low testosterone, because of course it's mostly guys. Low testosterone, skin issues, bloated as frack. Like, they look unhealthy. And he was like, and he looks so unhealthy. He works at a night job, and he just looks not well. But I digress. And so these plants, and then the processing of the plants, and then the chemicals and the dyes, of course, and the pesticides added, is what's killing people slowly. And because we are genetically altering, and the levels of pesticide are so strong today, that people who are younger than me, their DNA is going to become shorter quicker. So that means a shorter lifespan for the people younger than myself, period. People are born with already exposure, with the exposure of 200 chemicals in utero. So going keto carnivore and going grass-fed pasture is really what you want, because you don't want to eat a cow that's been eating soy that has glyphosate on it and has been genetically modified, GMO'd, and corn. So you have to think, like for me, I'm like, wow, I'm spending a lot less money on food, because I'm literally just going in there, because I'd buy bags of avocados and olives and like cruciferous vegetables, and then I would purchase meat, and then of course all the fat, like the butter or lard. Now I'm just purchasing the animal fat and the meat, and I'm good. Boop! How I feel switching up to a keto carnivore, because I'm never going to say carnivore, because you guys know that I have the macros as such. It's going to be, and listen peeps, it's going to be 85% fat and 15% protein. Because the demand for protein on keto carnivore, or carnivore keto, is such that you are still driving ketosis. And that is something that the carnivore community doesn't talk about in large. They talk about autoimmunity and the benefits of a carnivore diet, but they don't really talk about incorporating a keto carnivore, because nobody knows the macros. Steph does. Because not only am I doing it, I'm doing it with a lot of people on my course page and in my consultations that I do daily. And it's amazing to see the response when I create my own study with a big, large group of 300 people. So this is not a joke, y'all. Wow, I'm shook. I'm just, and it's very, for me, it's very dogmatic, because I have a book coming out with recipes with plants in them. So hence the writing all of the disclaimers. It's not that we can't eat plants. We can eat plants, but we're eating them, you guys, out of season all the time. And they've been altered, and they have pesticides on them, and they're messing people up. So if you have leaky gut, people who get stones in the biliary system, in your liver, your kidney, your gallbladder, people with liver disease or non-alcoholic liver disease, we have to consider, why did a person in this chat ask if I'm on a pre-workout? So pre-workout has caffeine in it. I've never had to use caffeine working out, and I can last at the gym for 4 hours without even blinking. We're in a really sick society, and nobody knows the level of health anymore, because how many people in their 50s are coming up and going, look, you guys, we need to change. How many people are doing that? Right? We got people talking about keto or keto carnivore or paleo, but not that many people look like this in their 50s. Okay? And I work tirelessly at improving my health. So this has nothing to do with my ethnic background, which y'all don't know. I'm a mutt. Okay? And a big percentage of that mutt has Eurocentricity in it. Okay? So you cannot go, because if you were to actually see the African genes that I have, there are less of the African genes than all the other stuff I have. So you cannot always use genetics as a reason why someone looks young. Now, somebody on my Facebook page, not my course page, but my actual personal Facebook page, I've known this guy for years. He tried to get into a debate with me, and I was like, there's no debate. He was like, you look like that because you have brown skin. And I was like, you look like that because you're black. And I was like, no, I don't, Robert. No, I don't. And he's like, yes, you do. That's the end of it. And I'm not saying anything. You can't say anything else. And I tried to explain to him. I said, okay, my mother comes from a family of 10 kids. My father comes from a family of 13, which, believe it or not, people back in the day could plop out kids with no problem. Why are we having infertility problems now, you guys? It's more than just inoculations and lead and cadmium in the water and mercury and stuff in the air. We are eating the wrong foods, and we are eating them in the wrong way, and they are prepared the wrong way. Doesn't matter if it's plant or animal. So the macros are going to be 85-15, and you best eat 85% fat, and you best start your fat at 200 grams. Because if you don't, you're not going to do well on a keto carnivore. If you're looking for potassium, you're going to have to get your potassium from me. If you weren't looking for your potassium, you're going to have to get your you're going to have to get your potassium from organ meats or from other animal source meat, but you're not going to get it from spinach if you have an issue. So if you do by any chance take spinach and you feel better, you must prepare it in such a way to avoid those gnarly shards of glass, swords called oxalates, that destroy your organs and joints and everything and get into the brain. They destroy you, these oxalates. If you don't believe me, go sit at an airport and look at the world population, well, like in the city I live, okay, and an international airport, and see what I'm talking about. This is normal for me. For me to have this type of a physique, right? Okay. For this type of a physique at this age, that's my normal. Okay, because I have a really debilitating knee injury. I've had 10 surgeries on my left knee. I can't run at all. I can barely squat. If I go like this, it hurts. Why have I built my leg muscles? How did I do it? Am I a genetic freak? No. I work really, really hard, and I am open-minded to these things. So that is the reason why I want to do keto carnivore, is that I want to take my health to the next level. So the demand of potassium goes down because I'm not dumping a bunch of sodium in me, and I'm minding my macros. I'm minding the types and qualities of food that are going to have the fat-soluble vitamins. They are going to have the vitamin C. They are going to have the minerals, and they are going to have the potassium. Okay, so if by chance in the summer that you're sweating like crazy and you're upping your water in sodium, then you're going to have to go and boil to obliteration some spinach to balance out your potassium if you don't have a histamine response to the spinach. So this potassium chloride, this potassium in supplementation form, I think it's getting glitchy, better not get glitchy, is so toxic to the biliary system that I'm trying to get you guys to do this the natural way. Now, with that said, no, there's no garlic. Okay, you guys, people, can I do garlic on carnivore, keto carnivore? No. Can I do paprika, spice? No. Salt. That's it. Meat fat, fatty meats, ribeye, freaking pork belly, pork jowl, salmon, sardines, lamb near the rib or near the bone, anything fatty near the bone, egg yolks if you can tolerate eggs for people who've got sensitivities. If you're doing bison, everything has to be as fatty as possible. Organ meats, all of them, brain, tongue, heart, kidney, liver, and the intestine. You better frack that stuff up. That's carnivore. 200 grams of fat. You want that fat to either come from butter, grass-fed butter, or you want that to come from lard, or you want that to come from tallow. And every once in a while you can add bird fat in, but that is not going to be your main fat. You are not going to use coconut oil or olive oil when you're doing carnivore. Boop. Now, let's get to keto omnivore. Keto omnivore is all those things. It's cruciferous vegetable. It's broccoli. It's cauliflower, kale, asparagus, cabbage. You can have green beans. It's not a cruciferous. Cruciferous means fibrous. It does have. Don't forget there are 67 people here. You guys, I don't see who's liking up the stream, but liking up the stream helps bring people to my channel to learn more. So, is it glitchy? Okay, you guys, it's going to pause for a second. I'm going to go to my Wi-Fi. Okay, so I have a friend who's let me guys know if it's glitchy. I'm so frustrated. This is all my Wi-Fi, you guys, and it's the area that I'm in. I'm seriously trying to make my streams more professional, and this shoebox background will go away. But for now, I'm still trying to find out how to not have the, oh God, I wonder how glitchy it was, how long it was glitchy for, because I wasn't looking at the chat comments. If it was glitchy the whole 27 minutes, I'm going to go and smack myself. I already did. Okay. Let me see, I'm checking out the time here so I don't go over time. It wasn't glitchy for you? If it was glitchy for one person, trust me, on the replay, it's going to be glitchy. So, sorry, guys, on the replay. I'm very aware that I have glitchy streams. But you can hear me, right? As long as you can hear the words that I am saying. Okay, so keto omnivore is obviously going to be mostly cruciferous vegetables, which all have all the junk in it. All the oxalates, all of the lectins. I'm sorry. And the colorful things like your bell peppers, your squash, you're going to have all the nightshade issues and the lectin issue. No, it's not a new, nothing's new. Everything I've had for a long time. I've been wanting, somebody was asking about new. No, everything I've had. I have a really, really nice camera, right? I have a really awesome camera setup. Okay, you guys, I'm trying to film through this, okay? And it's hard because there's just the lens itself was like $3,000 because I wanted to make the best streams possible and videos. But if my Wi-Fi sucks, that thing means my phone is better than that. That's why my last stream sucked. I am trying to get a computer, right, with a better processor. Because the Mac that I have, which is pretty current, doesn't have a powerful enough processor to make my stream clear. So just be patient with the stupid phone. Urgh. Cortisol down. Cortisol down. Okay. So the fat ratios and the protein ratios between keto omnivore and keto carnivore are pretty much the same, right? You're not supposed to be eating vegetables all day long anyway. So when you switch to a carnivore diet, you just take out the vegetables. Because on my protocol, I was only having people eat, well, before I was having them having 3 cups, and we kind of went down to 2. So if you're having 2 to 3 cups of cruciferous vegetables, that's not a lot of friggin' vegetables anyway. So if you cut them out, it's not like you're going to be more hungry. Now, the thing about fiber is such nonsense. First of all, when you do keto carnivore, if you have poor quality meat and you've got loose stool, or if you have histamine intolerance because you're starting to eat one food all the time, like, oh, I'm eating eggs all the time and I don't know, I have an underlying egg allergy, or I have issues with my stomach acid, I can't break down beef. You know, my HCl levels are too low. Like, there's reasons why people get loose stool. Now, if you do raw, like I'm going raw, full raw. I'm like, I bought beef this morning. I'm like, did I put it in the refrigerator? Yeah, I put it in the refrigerator. But what I want to say to you guys is just very, very important to understand that like constipation comes from an underlying issue you already had. Some people aren't getting enough magnesium. So essentially it's like this. If you cut out your carbs, right? Cut out your carbs. Carbs make you hold on to water. Water makes you hold on to your electrolytes. What are your main electrolytes? Sodium, potassium, magnesium. Our soils are depleted from magnesium. So when you're eating plants, you're not getting a lot of magnesium, but the magnesium that you do get, and also we get it in salt and such, but the magnesium that we do get, we don't hold on to because we're dumping it via our kidneys out of our system, doing keto, carnivore, keto, or omnivore, or people who are doing straight carnivore who are not doing a ketogenic version. So the reason why you can't become constipated is not only do you drop a lot of water, but you drop a lot of magnesium, and then you can't poop. So it's not the meat that's bulking up in your colon unless you're sitting there burning your meat and it's just dried out, burnt edges, that can bulk up, right? So you want your meat to be more on the rare side because more rare meat is so much easier to digest than fiber or bread or anything else. A raw steak, right, that's lean, it's soft. It's so easy to chew and digest. But if you took that steak and you cooked it, it's like so tough. And you got to chew it forever before swallowing. Keto Omnivore, it's going to be 80, 15, 5, starting at 200 grams of fat, 15% protein, 5% carbohydrate. Primarily coming from cruciferous vegetables. That does not include green beans and mushroom. So things like tomato and cucumber, which all have seeds, which I don't recommend with skin on it. All of those things can spike your blood sugar. Okay? Squash, no, too many carbs. And zucchini's on the edge. Stop using rice cauliflower from Trader Joe's, you people. People don't understand. You take cauliflower and you blend it down. You have this much carbohydrate and you blend it down to this, right? And then you're like having a couple of these cups of rice cauliflower. That's going to spike your blood sugar. But there you go. There's my breakdown. I'll continue breaking it down because I'm getting a lot of questions like what's the difference between the two. The thing that makes both the same is that you're trying to drive ketosis. If you're doing a carnivore diet and you're eating a bunch of protein and not enough fat, you won't enter ketosis. If you don't believe me, get a glucometer and you'll see it yourself. You don't have to listen to me yagger about it 50,000 times. What's the time? Okay, I'm gonna take your guys' questions. Okay, a lot of spinach, almonds, and other high oxalate foods on keto. Not my version. My version never was high oxalate, and I've always said to cook your stuff. Okay, so ate a lot of spinach and other high oxalate foods. Let's see, and wound up, you're saying your experience, wound up with major digestive issues, kidney stones, loving carnivore now. That's what's up. Keto carnivore. I'm going to change the verbiage, y'all. It's got to be keto carnivore because more and more people are doing carnivore and they don't understand the macros at all. And why they're like, the point is to be in ketosis so you don't develop blood sugar issues, thyroid issues, hypoglycemia, or adrenal issues. Okay, there is no way to eliminate oxalates. Well, I mean, if you are, you're going to primarily, there are some oxalates in meat, but so little it's not going to bother you. It's from the plants, so just don't eat it. Just do carnivore, keto, carnivore. Okay, how do you properly prepare your vegetables? Stacy, I'm not eating vegetables. But you mean to get out the oxalates? Boil those suckers or steam them till they're mush. And there's no more fiber left. And then you can't poop. People don't understand that fiber can actually do the opposite. So people take like chia seeds or all this type of like cornstarch fiber, what's it called, psyllium husk. In the beginning, you're like, oh my God, I can poop, it's so fabulous, bring on the fiber. But then after a while, your body gets used to this type of fiber and you can't poop. And then that begins to bulk up in the colon like tumbleweed, like thick tumbleweed getting stuck in your large intestine, and then you can't poop. Don't believe me? Listen to people say, I'm so constipated, I try everything, I still can't poop. I've gotten hemorrhoids from pushing so hard. Those are the people who've done fiber who still can't poop. And one of my peeps on the course page said that there is, wait for it, what did she say? She said there was prebiotic fiber in connected, y'all listen to this, honey. There's prebiotic fiber, supposedly, I gotta do more research on it, in the connective tissue of the chicken bones, the mucus layer of an egg. What else? And there's one more, I can't think of it. If you're looking to grow the bacteria in your colon, you can get the prebiotic fiber still from animal source foods. That's what's up. Boom. So this whole celery cleanse is a bunch of garbage. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Okay. No, don't use celery for constipation. Fix your stomach acid. Fix your thyroid. Fix your broken ileocecal valve. Fix the candida that's paralyzing peristalsis. That's what you fix. You do celery. No. Nope. Because I already went through the whole plants will frack you up. Child. No. How come I can't lose weight on 80% fat, 20% protein? Because you're doing things, because first of all, you're not losing weight and you have prior damage. I don't know if you have a thyroid issue. I don't know if you have leptin resistance. I don't know if you have insulin resistance. People think you can't just do a diet and then like, poof, voila, like magic. I'm fixed and I'm going to start dropping weight. No, your blood sugar has to be in balance. The reason why people get fat is because the hormones are jacked. Thyroid hormone, estrogen hormone, insulin hormone. Those are the three things that make, or leptin. Yeah. Those are the hormones that make you fat. And then you get inefficient fat cells. They become lazy. They want to store, they don't want to burn. And then you get fat, and then you start dividing more cells to create more fat, more estrogen, and get more fat. So when people just go, I'm doing 80-15, that means nothing. Not to sound like a jerk. I don't mean to sound sarcastic, but it's part of my nature. Okay. You can't just, do these macros and expect weight loss. What do you do? Are you breathing? Can you breathe at night, right? Are you a mouth breather? Because if you're mouth breather, that means your central nervous system is overstimulated. You probably have hypoglycemia in the middle of the night, and then your blood sugar's spiking. You're just in storage mode. I don't care what diet you're on. Okay? I don't care about the intermittent fasting and the this and the that and all this nonsense. You're not going to, and that's the thing with Mr. Fungus. He's got great information, but he doesn't contextualize all populations. He broad strokes it, and everybody's like, but Mr. F said that you could do this, and here's this person I'm eating this way. Why aren't I losing the weight? I did HCG 3 times, and I can't lose weight anymore because you're damaging your hormones, and hormones are the reason why you got fat. And hormones, and all the bad things that you do to make the hormones jacked. Not sleep and estrogen dominance and not eat right, blah, blah, blah. And then the body has a hard time correcting itself because you're not getting rid of the root problem. The root problem is you guys can't sleep. The root problem is that most of you guys don't breathe properly. The body is not oxygenated. That's going to crank up your central nervous system and your adrenal system and your cortisol. Okay, did keto for 2 years, been at a stall for 8 months, of course, losing weight. We're not talking about, Gina, we're talking about making ketones. Okay, switched to carnivore to break the stall. Yes, have hypothyroidism. So if you have hypothyroidism and you do carnivore and you don't do it the right way, you will frack yourself a honey child. Gina, you must. There's so many things. Like, first of all, you've got to have enough of the digestive equipment to break down the protein and fat. And then, because your body might be having blood sugar, because I said weight loss, stall, stress, hormones, fat, can't lose weight. Impossible. You can lose muscle, and you can lose water, and you can step on a scale and weigh less, And that fat ain't going nowhere because you must do things the right way. So I'm trying to teach you guys because we're very similar, but you take humans that are very similar and they do their life in a different way. The reason I look this way is because I do my life in a different way. What I was trying to say to this guy on my Facebook page is, okay, I come from if we go from my mom's generation to all the cousins, there's over 100 people. None of these 100 people in my gene pool look like me, not even my brother. So it's not genetics. It is entirely what you do with your genetics. I don't care what skin color I am. You don't see that many women in my age demo who are in their 50s who are fit and young because it doesn't matter. The brown skin's not going to hide all the damage, the internal damage. Let me see. Hi, I'd like to buy beef fat trimmings to include in my diet, but does it have to be grass-fed? Yes. That's the simple answer, especially with cows. It's really important that if you eat any animal foods, I hate to say products, it sounds so weird. It's the food, animal parts. Yes, it has to be grass-fed. I'm sorry. Don't buy a new cell phone, buy some food. No, I don't do anything for detoxing unless I have, for people who've got like crystals or stones in their kidney, they might be on a protocol to break down the crystals or break down the oxalate issue by drinking lemon water. If you don't have a histamine intolerance issue to lemon water, we're going to check out the time, Chad. I have a consultation soon. You could use things like turmeric and ginger for your liver and milk thistle, but the people who've got diamine oxidase is an enzyme that helps break down the oxalates. So that's oxalobacter, my bad. Break down the histamine that your body's producing from these foods that we're eating. And in the wild, you guys, of course we would eat plants, of course, seasonal. And the rest of the time we would hunt or eat ants or whatever we could get. But this concept of constantly having plant source foods around us is a myth. It's not real. If you don't believe me, watch Naked and Afraid, the 40 days in Africa, and look exactly what they ate for 40 days. It wasn't a lot of plants. I'm digressing too. Planking, cardio, no cardio. Lifting, all of the above. No, because a lot of people who switch from being carb dependent or have blood sugar issues and you start doing a lot of HIIT training or fasted cardio, I have hair falling out. And everybody's doing videos on fasting. They don't like to talk about the thyroid issue when people start fasting. They don't like talking about it or doing like cardio too much because it doesn't fit the narrative of all the new science that's emerging about autophagy and fasting. But you can't measure autophagy and you can't go by these studies. They're very, very subjective. They don't fit all populations. For bad breath on keto, carnivore, sugar-free gum. No, there's no sugar-free. Sugar-free gum has totals in it. Those are sugar alcohols, hence the word sugar alcohol. Love all your info, Stephanie. No one as deep as you. Ah, thank you so much. What is it? Cheeto Rocks one? Thank you. Appreciate it. Looking to correct sleep and you have Hashimoto's. Oh, that's what we're talking about, the thyroid. Hashimoto's, not just weight. My ketones are 2.5 in the morning and 74 glucose, which are glucose all day long. And those are good numbers. How do you feel? Is your energy good? Because you can never just go by the numbers. You have to put it together with how you feel. And if you feel really great, then I forgot your original question. Sorry. I have a mind of a goldfish sometimes. When I have a consultation, I keep thinking about the time and I want to screw up. So I got like 3 more minutes, you guys. Can you have strawberries? No. That is sugar. Strawberries are sugar. The strawberries are genetically modified to have more fructose, which is sugar. Hi, you're from Sao Paulo. I can't even say it. Sao Paulo. I've been to Rio, but not Sao Paulo. Brazil. I wish I could speak Brazilian Portuguese. I just love Brazilian Portuguese. I'm digressing, I know. Love it. Love. Ba-da-ba-da-bow. Like, everything's round in the words. First, you're awesome. Second, what veggies do you include in your diet? Okay, so Kim, I'm doing keto carnivore right now. So watch the replay as I explain it, the difference between the two. So, but typically when I've done keto omnivore, I've eaten broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, green beans, asparagus, some celery, but very rare. What have I had? What else have I had? Those were my vegetables. Fruits were olives, avocados, coconut cream, and all this nonsense I used to make all the time, like ice cream. I used to make it all the time. You guys know I was an ice cream fanatic, like psycho. So much energy! Yeah, North American bush harvested blueberries. Yeah, but they weren't genetically modified like they are now in the 8th season. We eat things out of season, and we're doing keto right now. We are driving sort of a primal yet fake. It's sort of like we're trying to induce something that looks primal, okay? Because we live in the modern time, and if you guys listen very acutely, there are sirens in my background, okay? So that reality that I live in with pollution everywhere and living in a shoebox, that has nothing to do with what we harvested a long time ago, because I can go to the store right now and get strawberries out of season that have been messed with by man. So, no, actually what we're trying to do is we're trying to drive ketosis, okay, to heal our broken body, because you guys know I ate carbs and junk for until I was about 40, a little over 40. I'm 51, going on 52. So I haven't eaten any of that stuff in all that time. And I'm so glad that I found that, because there are videos of me where I look older. There are pictures of me in my 30s where I look older than I do now. How weird is that? Okay. All right. So I don't even know what these plants have done to me. I'm tripping on it. All right, guys, time for me to go. What do you think about raw dairy? Now, I can't do raw dairy. My skin will break out. So I probably have some histamine issues, some leaky gut issues. I tried kefir. Well, first of all, raw milk has too many carbs, so forget that. Raw A2 kefir, no. I tried doing it, no, skin broke out, nope. So I was like, no. So just everybody's individual with their gut health. So some people can and some people can't according to their gut health. On that note, and A1 kefir does not have lactose. So trust me, I'm very lactose intolerant. Doesn't have lactose. Milk does. So, okay, guys, gotta go, gotta run. I have a consultation right now. You guys, no, you can't do carnivore and avocado. That would not be carnivore. You want to do keto omnivore. So we gotta separate them. So if you want to do keto omnivore, then you can eat an avocado. But if you want to do keto carnivore, there are no avocados, honey. It's all meat, fat and meat. So on that note, thank you, Deborah, again for being my mod. Sorry, you guys, if I missed your questions. I really was trying to get this in real quick before it got late. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. I hear people say subscribe. A lot of people can't speak. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. If you guys want me to speak about something, drop it in the notes or the thing below. And I have a course page, stephanieperson.com. I do consultations. They are amazing. I've coached over, it's probably about 3,000 people right now. I stopped counting after 2,000 people. I've been doing this stuff for 11 years straight, not a drop of sugar. And this is me now at 51, loving life. Can't be more grateful that I found this. What else do I want to say to you guys? My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. There I post information every single day about the body, if it's eyesight or if it's things like the oxalobacter bacteria or DAO, diamine oxidase, how to fix these issues, what to look for. Go there. Of course, I do put out content here, or you can go to my fan page, my Facebook fan page at Stephanie, as you guys know, Stephanie, the business. person. And I'm out. Because I got some energy. Woo! 51 feels good, y'all. We don't have to be put out to pasture. No, I'm just getting started. All right. Thank you, you guys. Until next time. And Deborah's writing to subscribe to my keto course. Go to stephanieperson.com. She's written it in caps. And for people on the replay, just look at the chat. I think you have to do it on your laptop. I don't think it shows up on your phone. But I digress. Thank you, Deborah, so much. You always have my back. Thank you for all the love that you guys give me on these chats. And don't forget to like it up to bring more people to my humble channel. And let's hope that this video is not scuffed. I'm out.